All right, what we got here? Asmongold being very concerned about what? Well, from like the first, I don't know, about a minute of this video, it's about government censorship. So I immediately became interested because he's the dude who supports the government, or the current government in power, that is in most support of fucking internet censorship and government censorship. Keep in mind, because people have seemingly fucking forgotten about that, or this in particular, who have been doing like the fucking porn bans in most of the fucking states individually. It's mostly been Republican states that have been doing fucking porn bans. So like, I don't know, if we want to talk about fucking government censorship, there it fucking is. But I don't know, a lot of these motherfuckers don't seem to complain about that. Well, what do we got here?
Hi guys, it's me again, and today I want to talk about my favorite topic, internet censorship. And you know what's really upsetting? The fact that every single other government in the world seems to have that in common with me. Every other government right now is making laws, rules, and regulations for what can and can't be on the internet, and there's a little phrase that my mom used to always tell me, and it used to be, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. But here's the
I'm gonna have to stop you right there. You wanna know who fucking started all this stuff? Collective Shout, a conservative fucking organization and group who basically penned the letter to payment processors, which are private companies and corporations. Those aren't fucking governments, Asmongold. Not yet, at least. Who penned the letter talking about the game No Mercy, a rape incest game. Quite literally. Like, you can just go up and rape your fucking mom, for fuck's sake. Which is wild to say, but hey, you know, that's a thing you can do in that fucking game. For some fucking reason. Because, I don't know, the person who probably made that, deeply mentally ill and probably a psycho. I digress. They're the ones who penned the letter a day after Steam and itch.io fucking removed that game from their not catalog. Video catalog? No, video game catalog. They removed it, and then now a bunch of other countries, or rather states and other corporations, are seeing that as a broader sort of permission structure in order to go forward with their own security state, nanny state fucking bullshit. Also, this is in line with selling a bunch of data to not only a bunch of AI security places. Hey, Asmongold, what do you think of fucking Palantir? I wonder what he thinks of Palantir. And also, a bunch of data brokers to have more data to sell to people. Like, that's the point about it. So they can, like, push more advertising into the retinas of your mind.
the thing. These people don't have good intentions. They say it's for the kids. Sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, sure. You don't want to have kids on social media. You don't want to have kids looking at certain weird stuff. Very true. But let's be honest. The real reason why they're doing it is the same reason why YouTube removed dislikes. It's very simply because companies that are running advertising campaigns, pushing narratives and social agendas.
YouTube did not remove dislikes. Asmongold, you have a YouTube channel. That's okay. Actually, he may not know about this because his editors run his fucking YouTube channel. You can see the fucking dislikes on the fucking video. If you go to your fucking YouTube studio, like, you can go to the analytics and see the amount of dislikes. You can even see that in the content itself. You just hover over the fucking like to dislike fucking thing and you see how many dislikes there are. It's there. You can just see them. It's not like, this isn't YouTube fucking censorship. Also, why are we conflating YouTube dislikes, them honestly not showing it, by the way, because that's what it is. Because very often the dislike bar was used as a way to fucking brigade people because they were trying to, like, sort of push some form of anti-brigade stuff. Now, I thought the removal of the dislike number was kind of stupid. It's just like, okay, whatever. This is just kind of silly, but whatever. Stupid. It's not like overall a thing that you can impact. You can still see the amount of dislikes that are on a video if you look in the fucking YouTube analytics. You can still do that. It's not a problem. He might not genuinely know that because he doesn't run his own YouTube channel.
That are popular, and also governments that are doing the exact same thing were upset and getting their feelings hurt because the people had the power of consensus. The people had the power of assembly, and they would assemble on that little red line on the bottom of a video, and it would show everybody else that this is bullshit. How many times have you guys read an article and you thought to yourself,
bullshit? A lot of the fucking goddamn videos that get dislike bombed are, generally speaking, being dislike bombed because they have a particular political message that they don't agree with. It's not governments that are trying to remove the fucking dislike bar. What the fuck are you talking about? This is nonsense.
this is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever read in my entire life, and you scroll down to the comment section, and the top comment says the exact thing that you think, and you're like, okay, I'm not crazy. Well, guess what? How do you solve that problem?
Again, brigades exist. You organize brigades. You have a giant fan base, and you have organized online fucking harassment brigades before. Like, What are you talking about? Silly. It's stupid.
If you're the company. Do you write better articles? Absolutely not. No, of course not. You delete the comment section. And that's what they're trying to do with the entire internet. We used to have, back in the ancient days, in the ancient texts, every website used to begin with www, World Wide Web. And I think we're losing those first two W's, and I think that's a big fucking L. The fact is that we are going to be moving towards a world and a society where different internets are siloed off based off of...
This is real. Okay, honestly, this is just like already a complete fucking schizo rant. He doesn't know what he's fucking talking about. No, again, brigading is a thing that commonly happens very often in, like, say, the BuzzFeed articles, or like back in the day it would be like GameSpot, or like different fucking games journalists sort of channels, or IGN, for example. This is the biggest one. Would get constant fucking armies of just sycophantic morons and troglodytes going into the comments section, putting in stuff that doesn't matter, doesn't pertain to anything, and it's just like a stupid fucking talking point that they got from their fucking parasocial YouTuber, and they just say some stupid, idiotic fucking nonsense, and just do dislike fucking bombs, in order to just try to make it look like it is a genuine sort of like fit of rage and anger, when in reality it's not. A lot of these fucking YouTubers will go on, talk about these particular goddamn like individuals or companies, and galvanize people to want to just basically comment negatively or dislike anything that is put out by either that particular person. I want you to ask yourself this fucking question, Asmongold fans. Do you really fucking think that a lot of the derision that Alyssa Mercante fucking received was not a result of the hundreds, if not thousands, of videos that all of the fucking anti-woke dipshits have made about her, literally A-logging her every fucking move? Do you not really think that a lot of people were galvanized and catalyzed to go ahead and dislike bomb, harass, send death threats, send DMs to Alyssa Mercante specifically because of that fucking obsession? I want you to fucking think about that for 3 seconds in your fucking life.
Region. This is already happening. Look at what happened with, for example, Twitch and South Korea. Now South Korean websites are pretty much unique, and they do their own thing by themselves. This, in my...
He's already wrong about this, by the way. That wasn't because of internet censorship, you fucking moron. What happened for Twitch in South Korea is there was an anti-net neutrality law that was fucking passed, you fucking moron. That's not internet censorship. That is for the express purpose of the Korean telecom companies to solidify the Korean market more under themselves. That was a bid for a pro-monopolization scheme. Like, quite literally, that's what that means. They wanted to cut out fucking competitors in the Korean market, you fucking moron.
Opinion is just a precursor of what's going to happen all across at least the Western world. Now, whenever I have conversations about this, I'm having conversations about this in the context of an American, okay? We have more freedom of speech than many other people in the world. And so when I say something like, the reality is, I think, and this is the truth, okay? You might not like this, you might not want to hear it, but if you're realistic and you take your fucking idealism cap off just for a second, you're going to realize this is true. We're going to have real ID on the internet. It's going to happen. You might not like it. I don't necessarily like it, but it's going to happen. And it's not going to be in 20 years.
Oh, so this was his stupid real ID fucking take. That was really stupid and fucking idiotic. Now, why don't we fucking get that stupid take? We'll find it real quick. Again, I only saw like the first fucking minute of this fucking video, so. Internet real ID. Here. The problem people were having with this is that you were pro this fucking position. So internet real ID is inevitable, especially for social media. Denying this might feel good, but it is a lie and you know it. What isn't inevitable is private companies having access to our public record. The best solution is a government authentication token that only verifies info. Again, Asmongold, you're the type of dude who probably would have problems with Chinese fucking censorship, all the Chi-Com, whatever the fucks, having their fucking social credit score and stuff like that, yet you are okay with a government authentication token that only verifies info? Surely there is no way that this can be potentially abused by the fucking United States government if they just can give out a fucking token to anyone they feel like. Surely there could be no problems with this whatsoever. Stupid. It's silly.
Years. It probably won't even be in 10 years. It'll probably be sooner than that. And I wouldn't be surprised if things keep going the way that I think they are, that it happens even sooner than that. We're having this happen with social media. You had Spotify, and you had YouTube too. And YouTube and Spotify are asking for your IDs now to make sure that you're not underage. And they have an AI checking system. So if you say it's lit or on God, you instantly get sent to YouTube Kids, which honestly I kind of think that's doing everybody a favor, right? But the reality is that YouTube and Spotify...
You're having a problem with censorship, yet you're making a fucking pro-censorship position. Well, which is it, Asmongold? Fucking stupid, bro.
Spotify shouldn't be the ones that are doing this. They should not be the ones handling your driver's licenses. They shouldn't be the ones handling your personal information. How'd that go with the T app, by the way? So in case anybody doesn't know, the T app was an app made for fat, ugly, middle-aged women to post pictures and henpeck men who didn't call them back after the first date because of the obvious reasons. And guess what happened? Well, in the most pristine...
That's not the reason why the T app existed. No, it's a broader social problem with dating dynamics. Again, your dumbass is probably on the fucking T app. Like, I guarantee it. Asmongold is on the fucking T app. Like, come on, bro. It's just that there's a bunch of women who don't like really stupid, shitty pieces of shit men, which you are.
And pure version of karma possible. All of these women who had their information, were putting out their information to, basically like posting the public information of these men against or without their consent, had all of their public information and private information leaked completely to the public. And now you saw the pictures of all.
Well, it wasn't all of them, right? It was before 2024. After they updated their sort of protection scripts after going from like old fucking PHP, which is super easy to hack in. Don't use PHP. PHP is the fucking dog shit. Never fucking use PHP.
The people, and man, oh my god, like stereotypes exist sometimes for a reason. And so anyway, this happened, and I'm not going to say it's a hack because there was no security, there was nothing. The guy that was running this this app, apparently, I heard that after he gets done running this app, Sony's going to hire him for their privacy division. So that's pretty much where we're at now. And I don't want to have YouTube get hacked. I don't want to have Spotify get hacked. The reality is that we need some degree of authentication token, verification, or some sort of third-party thing that verifies that maybe you are an adult or you're an actual person, you are above this age, but it does not provide that information to the end user or the end company that's actually trying to verify this. We need a
There is no fucking way this will ever fucking happen. No fucking shot. Bro says, hey, take off your idealism cap for like 5 seconds, puts the fucking idealism cap. Do you really fucking believe for even 3 fucking seconds that corporations are going to be altruistic enough to not sell all that information to AI companies and data brokerage firms? Get the fuck out of here. That shit's already fucking legal. Patriot Act, motherfucker. This motherfucking little device here, this thing called the fucking smartphone, constantly fucking listening to every fucking word I say, constantly collecting all of the information possible that comes out of my fucking mouth. It's always fucking listening, okay? That's the fucking meme. In order to be able to sell fucking products to you. That's the fucking point, idiot. He is making the conscious capitalism argument. And guess what? It's not conscious. This is fucking stupid.
Validation token system. And if we don't have this, and I know people might say, no, we're not gonna have any of this, it's bad. You're gonna get it, okay? It's gonna happen. You can get mad at me all you want, but just wait and see. So I think we need a validation system. We need a way that has actual accountability to make sure that people just don't get their shit leaked when one of these accounts or one of these websites gets leaked. Anything can get hacked, but I would much rather put my trust in some part of like third party like security system or something like that rather than a T app or something like that that's just basically outsourcing it.
Dog, you want to know how you do fucking security? Okay, it's really easy. First off, most of the fucking attacks that fucking happen are fucking brute force attacks, okay? Listen, we're doing a little bit of fucking IT cybersecurity, okay? IT expert here. Unlike fucking Mudahar, who lied about that shit. a little fucking meme there. Basically, most of the attacks that generally speaking happen are either brute force attacks or DDoS attacks, generally speaking. And it's like little fucking script kiddies who write a script that have basically every fucking combination of letter or of like, you know, potential different letters of characters in order to be able to try to brute force your way in order to get like, I don't know, whatever information you can get on a fucking system, right? That's what a brute force attack is. That is like most of the fucking attacks that generally happen on most systems. DDoSes generally pretty rare because it takes a lot more resources because you need a lot of computers to be able to make all the botnet farms in order to be able to send the amount of requests, in order to be able to overwhelm a system, well, its fucking network. So that's how fucking DDoS attacks work, and that's how and the reasons why DDoS attacks are not as common. Mostly, you're gonna see fucking script kiddies making doing brute force attacks, trying to force their way into a particular server or something, and they're just gonna keep typing in passwords until something fucking works. Like a fucking meme, in like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged meme, where Rebecca was trying to hack Kaiba's fucking satellite by typing the fucking numbers in over and over again. That's literally how it happens. Oh yeah, like the DDoS can also be pretty easy to deal with. That's a whole fucking different point, Zane. The thing is like most of the attacks that you're going to see are going to be those specifically. You want to know how you fucking take care of that? You can just have a sticky note, not a sticky note. Honestly, you make a note put it on a fucking USB. This is what I do. I have a notepad with all of my fucking passwords, okay? I have a notepad. I fucking update it. I have them coordinated based on their fucking names, right? I give them code names and shit like that. That's how I do it. I put all of my fucking passwords in, and they are complete random collections of letters and characters. Now, if you want to stay really, really fucking secure, you change them every single month. That's what my cybersecurity teacher quite literally did. He would have like a script that would go through all of his fucking passwords and change them every single month. He never got fucking hacked ever. Now, he was a little paranoid. Like, he talked about, like, oh yeah, I'd build like a Faraday cage like 40 feet under the ground in order to stay really fucking secure. It's just like, okay, that's a little weird, but like I get what you're fucking saying. If you want to, it's like a point that if you want to be truly fucking secure from potential hacks and attacks, it's like that's what you're supposed to do. It's like, okay, I mean, I get it, a little weird, but sure, okay, whatever. Build your fucking Faraday cage. Who cares? Most of the attacks that you're going to see are very, very easy to defeat, and that is if you just do basic password maintenance. But people are lazy and they don't have time to want to do that. Like, they don't want to do that. I'm fucking lazy. I don't even fucking do that shit, right? Like, but I've done my due diligence of keeping all of my passwords on like basically separate files, code naming basically everything. So even if they were to be like, I don't know, someone were to hack in, more than likely they're probably not going to know exactly what they're for or whatever. And I keep them on a fucking separate device, on multiple separate devices. So then, like, it's just like, yeah, good luck learning any of my fucking passwords. You can't do it.
Security to squirrels. And so anyway, that's where that's not true. Squirrels are really good at hiding notes. This person didn't even do that. But anyway, I was just thinking about this. The fact is that, yes, this is where things are going, and the internet is doing this. Why is this happening? It's not happening to protect the kids. It's happening to protect the people and the companies that are in power to make sure that narratives go unchallenged. And if you don't, the thing is, like, I don't even have to make a...
It's not for narratives to go unchallenged. Jesus fucking Christ. No, that's not the reason why they're doing this. They're doing this because they want to sell a bunch of fucking data to AI security firms. That's what they want. And they want to sell stuff to fucking AI firms. That's the point. It's all... Part of it is because of, like, narratives and stuff like that. Sure. The state, I don't think, really gives much of a fuck about that. It's not fucking free speech for these people. They could give less of a fuck about any of that stuff. No, they just want companies to be able to sell more fucking data to brokerage firms. That's the point of all this stuff.
1984 analogy, because we can just make a 2020 analogy. Look at what happened with COVID. Do you even for a second think that's not what's happening? Of course it is. It's happening right in front of us because it just got done happening. And do you really think that...
COVID. It's interesting that you bring up COVID. What? Censorship because of COVID? People were spreading vaccine disinformation about COVID, you fucking moron, and that was leading to people getting killed. I don't know. I guess, like, is Asmongold on his COVID truther arc or some shit? Is he a truther now? That's crazy.
That all the people are like, oh, the censorship game's up. Well, I guess it's time to go home, and let's have everybody have freedom of speech now. No, they're planning their next method.
Oh, by the way, this is what Jimmy the Giant, broadly speaking, was talking about in his video that we examined a very, very long time ago about how freedom of speech is very often used as a way into further far-right ideology. Because, again, he's talking about, oh, this is how they are going to further control you and how they're going to do all this different stuff. It's just like, no, you fucking idiot. A lot of the people that you fucking agree with don't give a fuck about free speech. We even saw this on the Mehdi Hassan fucking Jubilee fucking video. They talked about, like, literally, they want to use free speech as a wedge issue in order to be able to get into power, use those systems to get power, and then get rid of all that stuff. So, like, spare me this fucking moral preening about, like, oh, they're just, they, I don't know who they is, what, like, governments, corporations, and stuff like that? Because those are the fucking people that are doing this stupid censorship nonsense. Like, who is they in this particular instance? They're the ones who are clamping down on fucking free speech by trying to do, like, a bunch of fucking belligerent nonsense. Like, trying to ask you to get fucking photo IDs for the express purpose of selling all that information to a bunch of data brokerage firms, AI security stuff. Like, that's the fucking point about this. It's not about, like, free speech. Part of it is, like, could you make the argument that part of it is about, like, censorship of particular media narratives and stuff like that, that the state doesn't want to fucking hear? Maybe, but that's more a problem with commodified fucking media. Public media never has this fucking goddamn problem whatsoever because it's funded by taxpayer dollars. They don't have to fucking think about the profit motive. If you're a media corporation or a government that cares solely about the profit motive and trying to do anything possible in order to make money, you are going to try to clamp down on fucking free speech and particular narratives in order to make more fucking money. Because again, if we want to talk about the Online Safety Act and all these censorship attempts that these motherfucking goddamn, what the Europeans are doing and these corporations are doing, and again, quick reminder as to who catalyzed this particular movement, it was fucking Collective Shout when they penned their letter about itch.io and Steam having the incest rape game No Mercy on their video game catalog. They pinned that fucking goddamn letter, and a day after both Steam and itch.io quite literally removed those games from their catalogs. It is dishonest. It is not about fucking free speech for these people. These are the people that are trying to do fucking censorship. People on your side of the fucking political aisle. They're the ones who are trying to push for censorship because it is about a hatred of art. It is about a hatred of education. It is about a hatred of fucking self-expression. And you're just kind of going along with it by running a fucking smokescreen saying like, oh, it's all because of the government. It's all about the states that are trying to do this. It's all the companies that are trying to do this. Yeah, companies and corporations are fucking complicit with this because, again, for them it's about making money. They don't give a fuck about it's free speech or any of that bullshit, okay? They never give a fuck about any of that. If they can censor or have more free speech, if it means making more money, they'll fucking do that. They don't give a fuck about any of that. And you'd have a problem with it either way because you're just a fucking moron and a stupid idiot who doesn't want to think about that it is all about the fucking profit motive in the end because that's what it's all about. Fucking idiot.
And their next move. And guess what? They just showed us our side of the board. Sorry, their side of the board. This is what's happening right now. And I'm very concerned about this because I don't want to see the internet siloed away. I think that one of the best and most enriching things about the internet is the fact that everybody in the whole world can go on and talk with each other, basically. It's something that...
Dude, you fucking are talking about the siloing off of the internet, and we are having constant siloing offs of the internet. For example, in Twitter, with all the amount of fucking Nazi slop shit that constantly is happening. Also, with Facebook, doing constant siphoning off and siloing off of the fucking internet by doing a lot of restrictions on the stupid far-right shit that gets posted on there. Because, again, for these companies, it's about profit. They just want to make money. And free speech and making money are two wholeheartedly incongruent positions with one another.
Expands people's horizons. I think it both creates and also gets rid of xenophobia. And I think that the truth is that it gets rid of it a lot faster than it makes it. I think if you can just...
I wonder if Asmongold will make this exact argument with Twitter specifically. Would he make this argument with Twitter?
Talk to somebody from another country, from another place, you just have a straight-up conversation with them. It's a lot easier than hearing what the media is trying to make you think this country is like. And I feel like there's been a lot of cultural understanding that the internet has created that...
I like how he's specifically focusing very often on the fucking media and not weirdo dipshit. Like, does he think that the Twitter is a platform that's conducive to free thought and expression? Dude, if you type cis on Twitter, you get fucking shadow banned. That's literal fucking censorship. Again, he doesn't give a fuck about any of this stuff. He doesn't care. It's just that he's okay with all the fucking far-right, idiotic, belligerent nonsense because he himself is also far-right.
Heroes and people that have agendas never like to acknowledge. I've been more enriched in my ability to understand the rest of the world because of the internet than anything else ever. And I would hate to see that not be an option for other people in the future, but it sure seems like things are going that way. I think the real problem here...
I find it really funny that this motherfucker is talking about how he's being enriched by the internet when he goes over the exact same fucking slop tube fucking dipshits. And just like, yeah, totally, okay. Very, very fucking enriching in terms of your information palette. Why don't you ever look at anything from liberals or left-wingers? Do you even do that, Asmongold? Like, silly. You don't have a fucking you don't have a fucking varied information palette. Nonsense.
By the way, isn't with companies doing this, okay? The companies are just pulling the trigger. You should look at the person who's loading the gun and who made the gun. And that person, that's the government. And so the fact isn't telling them to pull the trigger. The fact is that these companies are not doing this because they want to do it. They're doing it because...
Again, Collective Shout were the main people who have catalyzed this sort of censorship wave that's going on. It's Collective Shout and payment processors, which are corporations, not the government.
They're afraid of not doing it. So what we need to be more vigilant of and there needs to be more advocacy of is, number one, privacy laws. I think that if a judge issues a subpoena and the person is doing something and there's reasonable cause and there's evidence and everything, I think of course their information should be turned over to the government. Like, duh, I mean, of course, that's the way anything is. That's the way it is now. But the truth is that I don't want to have the government that just
I find it so funny. Like, he's just like, he's instantly just like, oh yeah, totally. I'm like okay with like this particular government action. It's again like, who subpoena who? Like, again, Congress is trying to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell, and the Republican Party is trying to do everything possible to try to fucking stop that. Like, it's so it's so stupid. It's incoherence. It's babble. It's nonsense. He doesn't actually believe in any of this stuff. It's silly.
has, they can just read what you're doing on the internet all the time. And unfortunately, it seems like that's where we're at. And I understand if you've got nothing.
Someone might need to tell this motherfucker about the Patriot Act. Because guess what? They were already fucking reading everything that you were doing on the internet already. Like, come on now. Come on now.
If you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to fear. Yeah, definitely. Well, what happens whenever they change what to hide? That's the issue. And I think that's where everybody else is at, too. I don't want to have my internet be controlled by the 20 most annoying Karens that are either in Collective Shout, that are in the T-App, or they're in Congress. Or I don't want to have them controlled by the 20 most powerful companies that are basically pulling the strings for a lot of these types of regulations. I am very concerned about this, and I think that you should be, too. I think there's an honest and genuine conversation to be had about which content is appropriate for children and which is not, and how social media should regulate itself, and how social media should be regulated. But we are going a lot farther than that, and we're talking about the entire internet and websites wholesale. This is censorship. This is going to go too far. This is not for kids. This is for adults to prevent them from doing and saying things and organizing in ways that put the powers that are making these rules at risk.
No, it's because a bunch of pensioners are too lazy to fucking talk with or take care of their kids, so they just stick them in front of the fucking iPad and just, oh, fuck, I can't believe that my dumbass fucking kid is now like an alt-right fucking weirdo. We need the nanny state to fucking crack down on this. That's the actual fucking problem here. But again, you are okay with that particular behavior, Asmongold, with your stupid fucking free speech stance. Again, if I were to go on Twitter right now and type cis, you know what would happen? It would say that I'm fucking using a dangerous slur. Like, you don't give a fuck about any of this stuff. You are totally okay with particular people being fucking censored by the government. You are okay with Hassan being fucking detained by the fucking state. Quite literally, when he was coming back from France and when he got fucking detained and questioned. Like, you had no problem with that. You thought it was hilarious. Like, come on. Come on now. This isn't about fucking censorship or free speech. You just want to be the ones with the control of the levers of power. That's what you actually want, Asmongold. Silly.
That's what's happening. And I understand I might sound like a crazy person, but after everything that happened during COVID, I can't see a single one of you guys disagreeing. And so anyway, while Real ID I think is inevitable, what isn't inevitable is the fact that these companies have to be the ones running it. They should not be the ones running it. I do not trust these companies. I don't trust the government either, but I don't trust the companies at all, and I just don't trust the government. And the fact is that,
Then who is supposed to do it then, Asmongold? You said it's a third party, so a corporation is supposed to do it, but you don't trust the companies. This is what I mean by this is just incoherent babble. This is nonsense. It's nothing.
Like, the government got rid of, at least in America, slavery in 1865. Private companies still have it right now. So I think that pretty much gives you a barometer on which one is better than the other, which one has a little bit more accountability. But again, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. So that's what I think we need to be looking at. We need to be looking at proactive, Real ID implementations that do not actually put people's data at risk by the company being able to have that data on hand. You saw that with the T-App. And again, I know there's going to be people that are against me on this because you're going to say, well, I don't want to have this at all. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I cannot see a universe where it doesn't happen. If you drive around with a car, you've got to have a license plate. You've got to present ID with 1,000 other things in the world. Do you really think that we're going to live in a world where the internet stays like it was in 2007 forever? Of course not. And I'm worried about that because there are some great things about that. There were some not so great things, but I'll be honest, the people that are trying to control, to get rid of the not so great things, they're also doing that as a massive Trojan horse to censor and control discourse on the internet and to have a effective lever that they can pull in the future if they need to shut down a certain type of conversation. You're already seeing this in the UK, which right now is one of the worst Western offenders. And I think that entire ideology is going to be exported to the rest of the West and the rest of the world, as it already has been in some places like China. And so I don't want to see that happen. And I wanted to make this video and spread it.
What, exported? Like fucking... Wait, China already has a... Do you not know anything about the Great Firewall of China? Like, they already do a significant amount of fucking censorship campaigns and do state-run fucking... Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Whatever.
Awareness and let you guys know what's going on. I'm busy today. I've got a lot of stuff to do. I want to make a quick video and talk about this. Be vigilant, be proactive, and don't let these companies try to take all of your information. Again, information and some degree of verification is, I think, inevitable, but it certainly shouldn't be coming from these private companies because they... This is
what I'm saying. It's constant fucking doublespeak. Again, like... If you don't want the government or the corporations getting the information, then who is going to get it? You're saying that the fucking goddamn government should have an authentication fucking token, but you don't want the private corporations to have it, but you don't trust the fucking government. Do people, broadly speaking, understand how this is just complete fucking nonsense? It's incoherence.
are the easiest ones to hack. And if you don't believe me, look at Sony. So anyway, guys, thank you all very much for watching. I really want to hear what everybody thinks in the comments. I think this is going to be an ongoing.
Lovely. A dog shit video essay from fucking Asmongold. Who would have thought that such a thing could happen? This is, broadly speaking, the overall point here that Asmongold is trying to push is inherently fucking incoherent. Again, it's about, oh, I don't like the fact that there's government fucking censorship, but I don't like the fact that the payment processors are doing the censorship. But maybe we should have a third-party corporation being the main people who are holding the information. But I don't like the fact that the corporations have that fucking holding of information. But I don't trust the government to do it either. But why don't we have a government authentication token? Because they're totally going to be all honest when doing any of these policies. Do people, broadly speaking, understand what I'm saying here? This is incoherence. There is no position that's being held to here. Because, again, he doesn't actually fucking believe in anything. In reality, what Asmongold wants is he wants to be, him and his apparatchiks, his like little fucking gremlins, trolls, or whatever the fuck, want to be the ones with the annals and the hands on the levers of fucking power. He wants to be the one in fucking charge. That is the point. He wants power. He doesn't want anyone else to have any of the power. He just wants to be the guy who can be the person who says, like, well, you could say that, you can say that. I can say this, you can't say that. That's what he actually wants. This isn't about freedom of speech. This isn't about fucking censorship, because, again, it's all fucking conservative groups that are the ones who push for broader fucking censorship. It's very interesting how he never fucking mentions any of that. I wonder why. Because he doesn't actually give a fuck about free speech. It's never been about freedom of speech for these motherfuckers. Literally, they could care less about that. He just wants to be the one in power that gets to make the fucking decisions. That is it. Don't believe anything from this motherfucker when it comes to fucking freedom of speech, because he could give less of a fuck about freedom of speech. He could give less of a shit about whoever gets fucking censored. Complete fucking nonsense from this moron.